Okay, second video of the day. I'm feeling a bit inspired, so I want to maximize this. And in this video, I want to talk about growth blockers. Yeah, I want to talk about growth blockers. A few days ago, I had a meeting, or we had a family meeting with my mom, and she basically wanted us to have a life strategy session. So what we did was that we took account of the things that we have been doing and the things we have not been doing, taking account of how life has been for us in the past couple of months, identifying things that have limited us, identifying things that we did well, and kind of taking you know, an overall record or check of how life has been generally. And we did that, and one of the most important sessions that we had was talking about growth blockers. Yeah, it was talking about growth blockers and basically what growth blockers are. Growth blockers, these are things that basically block your growth, as the word implies. So these are things that are limiting you, mindsets that are limiting you or limiting your progress and stopping you from being the person that you are meant to be. So what we did was that we identified these growth blockers, and what I came to realize that there are a lot of things that are actually hindering us, a lot of mindsets that are hindering us, a lot of things that we think to ourselves that don't really make sense, but make sense. I'm going to explain myself. So for me, my major growth blockers were or are so I said I initially wanted to say laziness, but when I really thought about it, I realized that I'm not necessarily lazy in that sense. So let me list out my growth blockers for you. So what I want you guys to do as well, if you can, list out your growth blockers as well, things that are limiting your mindset are limiting you. So let me share mine. My growth blockers here are: one, self-doubt. That's a huge one. Self-doubt. Two, um, confidence. Yeah, confidence. And three, I would say, you know, not taking action quickly enough. And I think this still ties down or comes back to one's self belief and one's confidence. So basically, the reason why I said I don't want to put laziness in this is because what I realized as I was thinking about my growth blockers is that I'm not actually lazy, because through my younger years in secondary school and even after secondary school, I thought about the things that I accomplished. Not big things, but relatively big things to me. So, for instance, I did well in my, if you guys for those that are in Nigeria know this, this famous exam, the JAM. Basically, I did so well in my JAM. I got a good score. I worked so hard to accomplish that. I read for about like I did crazy hours of reading, about 12 hours of reading every single day, not getting tired, not relenting. I just kept on at it, kept on going at it, kept on going at it, and I got my results, and I was proud of myself. So I don't think laziness really is my issue, but really the issue is confidence and self-doubt. So I realized that I have a limiting belief about myself. A lot of times I tend to overthink things, and I tend to tell myself that, oh, I'm not capable of doing this, or I'm not capable of doing that. And I don't go for what I actually want. And there's a whole lot of reasons for this, but I noticed that about myself, and also confidence as well. I've really come a long way when it comes to confidence, but I know I can be better. I just need to have this mindset that I know I'm not different from anyone out there. I know there's really nothing about it. Like there are a lot of people that are better than me right now, but I still need to have the mindset that I am made for greatness. I still need to have that mindset that I am special, I'm unique. That there's something about me that I'm made for something great. And what tends to happen that what I I commonize my abilities, I commonize my aspirations, but there's a healthy level of self-belief that one needs to have to be able to accomplish one's goals. And that has really been my growth blockers. And It is because I so what I realized is that it's because I do not believe in myself. It's because of my self-doubt. It's because of these limiting thoughts I that the laziness comes in. So the reason I don't do what I have to do, aka laziness, not working on what you have to do, you know what you have to do, but you are too lazy to do it. It's not because I'm lazy, it's because I don't believe I can do it. So the thing is that you might not be lazy. You might not actually be lazy. What you might be going what might actually be happening is that you don't believe you can do what you set out to do. You don't believe that you have what it takes. Yeah, you don't believe I have what it takes. You don't believe you can put in what is required, and hence you don't. Not because you are lazy, but because you do not believe you can. Yeah, it's because you don't believe you can. So anything is possible if you just believe, and that is something that I'm working on. That is something that I have to take care of. Um, that is something that I have to work on because self-belief, confidence is one of the most important things that one must have. You must be confident in your abilities. You must be confident in yourself. You must be confident in who you are as a person. If not, you're going to be run over in life. You're going to be taken advantage of. You're not going to realize your fullest potentials because you're stuck in a limiting belief. You're stuck in a rabbit hole of self-doubt, of self-pity, of inadequacy. You feel you're not good enough, but you are good enough. Really, you are good enough. Like, think about this. There's a scripture that says, before you were formed in your mother's womb, God knew you. Like, God knows each and every one of us. He takes account of each and every one of us. That comes to show us how important you are, how special you are. So you need to have that belief about yourself that I am special and I am made for greatness. And only then can you actually begin to do what you have to do. Only then can you begin to take the actions required to accomplishing your goals and to taking on your goals. You know, for that's the only time that's the only way you're able to really work on what is important to you. So you might not actually be lazy, you might not actually be a procrastinator, or procrastinating is also, it's not necessarily, but that laziness thing, a lot of people say, oh, I'm lazy, or I'm not a hard worker, or I'm not this, I'm not that. It all comes down to your identity. How do you see yourself? What do you see about yourself? Because if you have limiting beliefs, if you have if you do not believe in who you are, if you do not know who you are, you won't be able to do what is required. You won't be able to really you won't be able to realize the potentials that you have on your inside. Yeah, so it's important that you find yourself and you believe in that person. Yeah, that you believe in that person, because I know that each and every one of us is made for greatness. There is a seed of greatness in each and every one of us that is waiting to be harnessed, waiting to be discovered, yeah, and to be deployed, because people are literally depending on you to discover who you are. Because until you discover who you are, you know, there are a lot of people that are tied to you. So you have to discover who you are so that you can help other people similar to you discover themselves as well. So yeah, I just thought to share that with you. And I don't know if the video will go up today. I'll post it regardless, but yeah, let's see how it goes. And yeah, cheers. Have a good day.